I'm John Davis, and this is Motor Week. Join us as we party like it's 2022 in Kia's new Carnival MPV. Pat Goss has money advice for after an accident. Greg Carlos goes over the edge at a much slower pace. Then it's luxury and speedy fun in BMW's 4 Series Convertible. So come drive with us next.
Motor Week, television's original automotive magazine, brought to you by...
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has helped people tackle mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial fields. From our original 4 core products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, Lucas Oil has developed over 400 custom products to help both professionals and do-it-yourselfers. To learn more, visit lucasoil.com. Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive.
You're shopping for tires online and you have questions.
I do.
We're TireRack.com and we have answers and tools to help.
Like our tire decision guide. It's, take a look.
TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
Rock Auto has auto parts from hundreds of manufacturers, offering a variety of brands, prices, and specifications. RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need.
Lately, Kia has gone through a lot of changes, introducing all new SUVs like the Telluride and the Seltos, as well as giving new names to old models like the Optima, now K5 sedan. And that brings us to their Sedona minivan, which has been reborn as this Carnival MPV. So let's find out if that's something worth celebrating. The 2022 Kia Carnival MPV really is marketing deja vu all over again. After all, 32 years ago, Mazda tried to use the multi-purpose vehicle designation here to camouflage their new minivan. And we can't blame either of them. After all, why wouldn't you want to put the best spin on what is undeniably the most versatile vehicle type on the planet? So while Kia has officially gotten out of the minivan business by canceling the Sedona, they are filling that void with the minivan-style front-wheel drive Carnival MPV. And we have to say up front, there's nothing mini about Carnival, with almost 17 feet of length putting it more up against large SUVs. Kia has gone above and beyond to make it look like a utility vehicle too. Though with just 6.8 inches of ground clearance and no all-wheel drive option, it's pretty much for pavement only. Still, the practical boxy vibe, exaggerated wheel arches, and design cues from the Telluride SUV work to give it quite an imposing aura, aided by a large updated tiger nose grille with Kia's new logo just above it on the hood. A chunk of textured bright trim on the C-pillar and exaggerated character lines also attempt to distract from the minivan shape. The diamond texture pattern is echoed on the dashboard, which is a major departure from the Sedona, including a wide twin-screen display with an available 12-inch gauge display blending into either an 8 or 12-inch central screen a la Mercedes-Benz. Getting to the all-important functionality, rear hatch as well as the sliders. Not only open hands-free, but close that way as well. But a button on the door allows you to turn that feature off, and it will beep at you to give you a warning before closing. 7-passenger versions take the captain's chair concept to a new level, with VIP lounge seating more akin to first-class airplane seats. For 8-passenger versions, it's not a bench in the second row, but 3 individual seats that can be adjusted or removed independently. The center seat also folds into a table if you prefer. Third row folds easily into the floor in the typical minivan fashion, and there's 40.2 cubic feet of space behind them, 86.9 behind the second row, and a max of 145.1 cubic feet with second row removed. And that's a lot of space no matter what you compare yourself to. No problem hauling a bunch of people or stuff around. The Carnival boasts a 290 horsepower V6 with 262 pound-feet of torque. It works with an 8-speed automatic transmission to tow the typical for the segment 3,500 pounds. Our plans didn't include any towing, but we did haul ourselves to Mason-Dixon Dragway for some quarter-mile runs, and we're quickly impressed. The Carnival launches quite strongly with just a slight chirp of the front wheels as it gets going to 60 in 7.2 seconds. Things progress smoothly and swiftly down the track with our best quarter-mile time 15.6 seconds at 91 miles per hour. Over on our handling course, much less body roll than we expected, but you do need to keep inputs smooth and steady to stay on the good side of the aggressive stability system. Plenty of advanced driver assistance systems come standard, including lane keeping assist and forward collision avoidance automatic braking. In our normal emergency braking test, the Carnival felt heavy, but still showed fine stopping power, taking only 110 feet from 60 to 0 with good pedal feel and minimal fade. Government fuel economy ratings are 19 city, 26 highway, and 22 combined. Our average a fine 22.8 miles per gallon of regular. That's an average energy impact score of 15 barrels of annual oil use with 6.7 tons of CO2 emissions. Perhaps the true benefit of the minivan form is full-size utility for less than the price of many mid-size crossovers. Pricing starts at just $33,275. So regardless of what you call it, the 2022 Kia Carnival MPV offers a lot of top features for the money. It is a fantastic people mover that also does a fine job performing most household utilitarian tasks, all with an amazing amount of space inside to pack full of people and provisions, with comfort and connectivity for everyone. In short, Carnival is indeed a celebration for the family from Kia. Here at Motor Week, we test cars, trucks, motorcycles, and even the occasional RV as well. But for our over-the-edge guy, Greg Carlos, that's not enough. So this week, he teamed up with the crew from our MPT production kin, Maryland Farm and Harvest, to head out to the fields and cultivate a lifelong dream.
I don't know why, but I've always wanted to drive a tractor, and so far, this is as close as I've come. Well, today, that changes in a big way.
To many people, the word tractor conjures up images of rusty old machines with metal seats and tiny front wheels. But today's farmer is working with something a bit more complex.
My name is Brian Gott. I work for Huber Incorporated here at New Windsor, Maryland.
Huber Inc. has multiple farm equipment dealerships, and Brian was nice enough to indulge my desire for a tractor test with the cream of the crop.
This is a 2021 Case IH Magnum 280. This tractor would be used in a row crop application, pulling a planter, pulling tillage piece.
Pulling all that equipment takes torque, and lots of it. So similar to the Cummins you'd find in a Ram heavy-duty pickup, this Case IH Magnum 280 uses an inline 6-cylinder turbo diesel engine. But at 8.7 liters, it's bigger than anything you can get in a pickup truck. And if you think modern cars have big wheels, this sends power to the soil through 50 inchers, wrapped in 6-foot-tall rubber. Once inside, I feel like I'm in the cockpit of a luxury 747.
Everything you need to do is viewed, touchscreen as well, cab controls, heat, AC, radio controls, your cell phone, fuel, oil pressure, temperature, transmission pressures.
I'm intimidated by this thing. What happens if I pull or push or anything?
That's got a lot of things going on there. That's your throttle, that's your shift lever. You can raise and lower the hitch. As far as the auto guidance, you know, it's going to do 90% of your work.
Yeah, you heard that right. Using GPS, This thing can drive itself with accuracy down to the sub-inch. Letting an 11-foot tall tractor navigate around a field on its own is cool and all, but I came to drive.
And here we go, out on the road. Full throttle.
This model uses a power shift transmission with 19 forward gears, as well as 4 reverse gears.
Can I go up through the gears pretty quickly? Or?
You can just hold it up.
Just hold it and just get up to speed?
Yep.
28, 29, 30. We hit 30.
Downhill, you can probably get 32.
I think we could. Maybe at the hands of a better driver. She rides pretty smooth, man. It feels good.
It's like you're floating.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Not only does this tractor float like a Bentley, it's priced like one too. At $200,000, this Magnum 280 costs about the same as a Bentayga, but the buyer is likely to see a much bigger return on investment.
These are more designed for the guy that's making a paycheck with it. It's not a play vehicle, no. It's a workhorse.
For me, piloting this 30,000-pound tractor was like playing with a big toy, but it's really an indispensable tool for today's farmer, and without a doubt more vital to our society than most of the cars and trucks I've ever driven.
Time for a trip to Goss's garage for some money-wise advice if your car has been in an accident.
So your car's involved in an accident, goes to the body shop, it gets repaired, and everything looks good to you, and you think that's the end of it. Well, that may not be the case. There is such a thing as diminished value. And we have Mr. Jack Anderson here to tell us a little bit about it. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Pat. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, tell us about diminished value.
Diminished value refers to the fact that any vehicle that has been in a collision and has sustained damage and has to be repaired will be worth less in the marketplace.
Okay. Now, there are different types of diminished value, right?
Yes. Essentially 3 types. First is inherent diminished value. That is the traceable record of the repairs. You have insurance-related diminished value, where an insurance company will not pay to repair everything that was damaged. And lastly is repair-related damage, or diminished value, where there are visible signs of the repairs that any savvy buyer or used car manager or appraiser would be able to identify.
Now, these diminished values sometimes can be substantial.
Yes. We have behind us here a 2018 Chevy Colorado pickup truck. Earlier this year, it was rear-ended and sustained $14,500 worth of damage. Part of that damage included the chassis or frame that had to be pulled back into specification. They replaced a bed. They also attended to some other things, and ultimately the diminished value for this truck came in at about $5,700, and that's over and above the repair cost.
Okay. Now, as far as an individual is concerned, what do they need to know to protect themselves?
Well, first off is to recognize the fact that their vehicle is going to be worth less in the marketplace, either at trade-in or to sell it privately. Now, that is going to diminish over time, but if they want to get the best for their money, they need to hire a qualified appraiser who has experience and understanding of diminished value and can help them recover some of that loss.
Okay, so the appraiser is going to set the value. The insurance company reimburses the individual for that amount of money.
That's the way it's supposed to go, Pat, yes.
We hope. Okay. Jack, thank you so much. And if you have a question or a comment, drop me a line right here at Motor Week.
Lots of cars headed our way this season, so how about some quick spins on what's new?
It has gone by many letter and number combinations over the years, but everyone knows it as Nissan's Z car. Thus, with the launch of the 7th generation of this iconic sports car, it's now just Z, the 2023 Nissan Z. We've been seeing prototypes and show cars for years now, but the new Z is finally here, packing the familiar 3-liter twin-turbo V6 engine that outputs 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. Nissan, of course, takes great pride in the Z's driving experience, equipping the 6-speed manual cars with an Exity high-performance clutch and carbon fiber drive shaft. The available 9-speed automatic comes with launch control, and if it's anything like the GTRs, it promises to be a thrill ride worth taking. Cornering capabilities have been enhanced with a stiffer structure, wider tires, larger front and rear dampers, and all-new suspension geometry. The look has more in common with last gen's 370Z, but attempts to pay tribute to the original 240 with the half-circle LED headlights and continuous roofline that flows from the roof to a more squared-off rear. Inside, it's modern tech with a vintage touch, meaning all of the connectivity today's buyers need with a look and feel that harkens back through all previous 6 generations of Z.
Given the Sport Coupe's long history, I'd say Nissan has earned the right to simply call it the Z. They nailed the styling, it's instantly recognizable as a Z car without being entirely derivative. And yeah, we waited a long time for it, but remember, we waited even longer for the Supra, and Toyota had to team up with BMW to bring that to market. So you gotta give Nissan a lot of credit on this one.
The 2023 Nissan Z is scheduled to arrive here next spring. We'll have plenty more details before then, right here on Motor Week.
Lauren Morrison has the motor news you need to know, so let's head inside for the latest.
The 2021 Munich Auto Show, IAA Mobility, for decades hosted in Frankfurt, is Europe's largest auto show, and German automakers made sure to turn out on their home turf. Mercedes-Benz unveiling a number of vehicles under its electric sub-brand EQ, like the 2023 EQE 350. The mass production sedan is comparable to the E-Class in size. Inside, a hyperscreen transforms the entire instrument panel into a single widescreen. The Mercedes Maybach EQS concept is Mercedes' largest electric SUV yet. It highlights the transformation of the tradition-rich luxury brand into a more progressive, all-electric future. The Mercedes-Benz EQG concept gives us a preview of an electric G-Wagon. The concept combines the unmistakable look of the G-Class with design elements of all-electric Mercedes models. In keeping with the times, electrification reigns supreme among other automakers, too. BMW actually taking it a step further and looking ahead to their vision of a BMW in 2040 and presenting the iVision Circular, a 100% recyclable car. Volkswagen unveiling their ID Life concept, a mini SUV with an all-electric powertrain. Audi showcasing their Grand Sphere, an electric luxury sedan. This is the second of their 3 concepts, which showcase the brand's future styling direction. It was just a series of renderings last year, but Mini brought their Vision Urbanaut to life for the show. At 175.6 inches long, this could easily be the largest Mini ever. While the Vision Urbanaut won't go into production, we can expect to see design cues from it across the next decade. And we got a look at the all-electric future of Porsche's customer racing vehicles with the Mission R. In race mode, Porsche says it can deliver a consistent 671 horsepower, but in qualifying mode, the motors churn out an impressive 1,073 horsepower. Right now, the Mission R is just a running prototype, but the company says more development is needed, and we could see production somewhere down the line. That does it from Das Munich Auto Show and this week's Motor News.
Convertibles come in many varieties. There are those that enjoy a relaxed pace, perfect for taking in the scenery, and others that pack track-worthy performance, providing a much more rewarding driving experience. But every once in a while, a car comes along that's equally adept at both. So let's find out how BMW's 4 Series convertible is able to multitask. BMW's compact 4 Series convertible has been around for just 7 years, but its direct lineage actually started with a 3 Series Cabriolet in the late 70s. Indeed, open tops have long been an important part of the BMW lineup. Still, the number of new convertibles is dwindling, so we're glad BMW is still in the game with machines like this 2021 M440i convertible. An updated 4 Series coupe arrived last year, bringing BMW's controversial new face with it. But as we said then, give it a chance. It looks much better in person. The bigger news here is that after sporting a hardtop drop top for the last 15 years, the latest 4 Series convertible gets a new cloth top. The benefits of this are multiple, the chief one being much more compact storage, which means much more space for luggage in the trunk. More than a cubic foot has been added, for a total of 9. Other bonuses include less weight and more headroom. Still one-touch operation, just a push of a console switch, and watch the mechanical symphony play out behind you as the top folds compactly behind the rear seats. Yes, this is a 4-seater. Would adults be comfortable in those back seats? Not for an extended period of time, but short jaunts are not a problem. The top has multiple layers of insulation to keep things just as quiet as the previous hardtop, probably even more so. And it looks just fine when up too, even adding a bit of a throwback vibe. From there, everything follows the coupe formula, which means it's more than 5 inches longer than last gen, with 1.6 inches of additional wheelbase, and is also an inch wider. Your choice of inline turbo engines, a 255 horsepower 2-liter 4-cylinder in the 430i, or the 3-liter 6 found here in the M440i, outputting 382 horsepower and 364 pound-feet of torque. Both operate with an 8-speed automatic transmission in either standard rear or optional all-wheel drive. After a relaxing cruise to Mason-Dixon Dragway, it was time to get down to business. Our rear-drive M440i didn't have the help of X-Drive for additional launch grip, so we did battle some wheel spin. But after a few passes, it was relatively easy to dial in a good departure, hitting 60 in just 4.2 seconds. Power flow remained steady down the track, BMW's 8-speed as efficient and smooth shifting as always. Great power, good sound, what more do you want through a 12.7-second quarter mile at 110 miles per hour? We had even higher expectations heading to our handling course and were not disappointed. The M440i stayed firmly planted to the ground, and it's virtually impossible to get it out of sorts no matter how abrupt you are with your inputs. As is typical, we could still use a little more steering feel, but driver inputs were carried out immediately. So looks like the M440i has got track performance on lock, but how does it operate at a more relaxed pace? Well, it's pretty spectacular there too. Ride quality is superb, far from stiff, soaking up bumps and road imperfections seamlessly. The front seats offer plenty of comfort and support in the customary driver-oriented cockpit. Plenty of other things to make your time behind the wheel enjoyable too, including BMW's latest infotainment system. It's a touchscreen, but the iDrive controller is there on the console if you prefer. Government fuel economy ratings are 23 city, 31 highway, and 26 combined. We average 25.8 miles per gallon of premium. For an average energy impact score of 12.7 barrels of yearly oil use with 5.6 tons of CO2 emissions. Pricing starts at $54,095 for the 430i, $64,995 for the M440i. X-Drive adds $2,000 to either. The 2021 BMW M440i is one convertible that offers more than enough performance for spirited driving, yet delivers it with a relaxed, no-sweat attitude that can only come from a company that goes about its business like it's been there, done that. And BMW surely has. Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, for more Motor Week, including daily news updates, podcasts, and even complete episodes, cruise on over to pbs.org/motorweek. And I hope you'll join us next time for the return of the Type S as Acura cranks up the performance of their TLX sedan. Then we'll experience S-Class luxury in a big SUV with a Mercedes-Benz GLS. Pat Goss gets us properly calibrated down at Goss's Garage. Roger Mecca takes us for a spin in a British-born exotic, plus an update from our long-term fleet and a new quick spin. Till then, I'm John Davis. We'll see you right here on Motor Week.
To order a DVD of this program, call 1-800-873-6154. Motor Week has been brought to you by...
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has helped people tackle mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial fields. From our original 4-core products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, Lucas Oil has developed over 400 custom products to help both professionals and do-it-yourselfers. To learn more, visit lucasoil.com. Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive.
You're shopping for tires online and you have questions.
I do.
We're TireRack.com and we have answers and tools to help.
Like our tire decision guide. It's, take a look.
TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
Rock Auto has auto parts from hundreds of manufacturers, offering a variety of brands, prices, and specifications. RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need.
This program was produced by Maryland Public Television, which is solely responsible for its content.
You're watching PBS.